We're still discovering the beauty of India, and we're having all the honor of having with us His Excellency Ambassador Ajit Gupte, Ambassador of India to Egypt, with us on Nile TV International and on Exclusive with Taghreed Hussein. Tonight we are exploring further how yoga is being practiced and disseminating the culture of yoga as part of celebrations of International Yoga Day. This in addition to exploring more about the culture of India and also about Bollywood, which is actually very famous, and Bollywood stars very famous in Egypt. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. And as I was saying, that the ancient Indian practice for health and wellness, yoga, is emphasizing unifying the mind with the body and soul. So how are we disseminating this culture? And I know that there are lots of activities that are initiated by the Indian Embassy in Cairo in order to transmit to Egyptian audiences more about yoga and how to practice yoga.
Right. Well, yoga means to join or to unite.
Yeah.
And you rightly said that the objective is to have a balance between the body and the mind, because traditionally a lot of people have focused on physical fitness, but so people run, they do very vigorous exercise, but their mind is not still. So I will just quote from when our Prime Minister Modi, he proposed to the United Nations that the International Day of Yoga be observed. He said that yoga is an invaluable gift of India's ancient tradition.
Yeah.
It embodies unity of mind and body, thought and action, restraint and fulfillment, harmony between man and nature, and a holistic approach to health and well-being.
Yeah.
It is not about exercise, but to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world and nature. By changing our lifestyle and creating consciousness, it can help in well-being.
Yeah.
So yoga usually consists of three parts. First is the warming up exercise, loosening up your body.
We can see here partly parts of the exercises as well, and of course the diversity and the beauty of India. Celebrating the International Day of Yoga, how about the embassy celebration this year? Yes. What are the activities?
Right. So I'm very happy to inform you that we have actually now got a yoga teacher who has just joined from India.
Great.
And the young lady, so we have started doing a series of workshops in the run-up to the International Day of Yoga. And yesterday we did something in the sports city. We are doing about 12 such workshops in different parts of Cairo and Egypt.
Yeah.
And then we are planning for the first time a series of yoga events.
Great.
On the 12th of June, we are doing it in Alexandria at the Bibliothèque. On the 14th of June in Sharm el-Sheikh, on the 16th and 17th in Hurghada, on the 19th in Luxor, again for the first time in Luxor.
Very nice. We can see that India is roaming the governorates of the new republic all over Egypt.
And 21st in Cairo. And I'm very happy to convey that this year the government of India has arranged to telecast live the Yoga Day being observed all over the world. So I would like to tell the people of Egypt that the Yoga Day as it is being observed in Egypt will be seen by hundreds of millions of people in India.
That's great, and a great dissemination of a great culture. Also, we do have lots of cultural activities that are present in the different governorates of Egypt, and the Indian Embassy organizes those activities in order to further foster the bond between Egypt and India. Your Excellency, tell us more about the summer activities. How about the summer activities by the embassy, and how about this exceptional sense of diversity that we see?
Well, one of the additional steps that we are now taking is to restore the activities of our cultural center, MAKIC. Due to the pandemic, the activities were a little restrained. We are also getting a full-time director. As I told you, the yoga teacher is already here.
Great.
We have started the classes, the dance classes. We've also started Urdu classes in person. We will have a hybrid format. And later this year in October, we are planning a very large-scale celebration of India by the Nile. That is a very famous cultural festival. It's the largest cultural extravaganza organized by any embassy in Egypt, and we are making full preparations for that.
Yes, it is. This one is actually one of a kind. It's beautiful. The name in itself is very significant, India by the Nile, and you can see the sense of bond that binds both cultures. We're really looking forward to this great festival, Ambassador, because it is really one of the beautiful festivals that are being held on Egyptian soil, and especially by the Nile. We can see here beautiful India. And
this is Udaipur.
Yeah,
it's the lake, city of lakes.
Yes, the city of lakes. If we are going to market India and explore India on Nile TV International, what would be the message? You know, India is very much famous of castles, temples, beautiful destinations. How can we promote further India to the Egyptian audiences?
Well, I think you should go there and do some shooting yourself. But India has a lot to offer. So starting with the Himalayas in the north, because one can spend a whole lifetime trekking, mountaineering, skiing.
Beautiful.
And then you have, you know, Rajasthan with the desert and with lots of palaces, and you can see temples and forts, beautiful forts.
Yes.
And then we have a lot of wildlife parks in different parts of India, where you can still see a lot of tigers in the open, in the wild. Lions in the
of
northeast.
Course, the famous with elephants.
Yes, elephants, and then the rhinoceros. So different parts of India have different natural parks.
Yeah.
And then of course we have lots and lots of beaches, 7,000 kilometers of coastline. We also have many temples, mosques, beautiful monuments. So there is a great diversity. Now this is the Golden Temple, which is world renowned. It's the most important monument for the Sikh community.
Yeah.
And this is in Punjab. So the kind of diverse, it's very difficult to say that if you want to go to India, that only visit this.
Or pick a place.
But usually the first introduction to India is the Golden Triangle. That is Delhi, Agra with the Taj Mahal, and Rajasthan.
Yes.
Yes,
beautiful India, and as yoga is emphasizing unifying the mind and the body and the soul, India is known to be the land of unity in diversity. We find the high mountain ranges, the vast seas, and the river irrigated lands, the countless rivers and streams. So real beauty, a significance that lies unity in diversity. Is very much inspiring.
Yes. So you see, India has been the birthplace of many religions. Hinduism, of course, originated in India, but you are aware that Buddhism and Jainism originated in India, and Buddhism spread from India to you know, Southeast Asia and East Asia. We also had other religions coming in. I mentioned about the Bohra community. We had Islam coming into India from about the 11th century. So we have always had people of different religious groups staying together. Whoever invaded India, they settled down in India. So the Indian culture, which has evolved over hundreds of years, has become a syncretic culture. Because we see people with different turbans, we see the Sikhs with beards, we have Christians. Diversity. So the Indian people are known for their tolerance and also
acceptance
for their,
of the other.
Yes, and also for their great friendship.
Yes.
So we have
and we have in common that, Ambassador.
Yes.
We also, we as Egyptians love people, love to know people, and we have that sense of bond with humanity as a whole. Yes.
And I just wanted to add, so you see, after independence, because India followed a parliamentary democracy form of system, we had discussions whenever there were differences between the people. We evolved a
beautiful rivers, as we can see.
We evolved a way of discussion, debate, and concessions. So the culture has grown that we try and accommodate the other person's view, and that is how the diversity has been maintained.
Yes, India has a very rich history, and it has given rise to great traditions and heritage. For instance, the traditional Indian greeting is accompanied with a slight you bow, and it's the folded palms, for instance, like that, yes, which is placed in front of one's chest like that. That is also a custom that reflects actually India's beauty and India's rich culture.
Yes, so the Indians are known for hospitality. We had an ancient saying called Atito Deva Bhava. That means that the guest is like God. So when people go to India, particularly if you go to the villages, the rural parts, you will find that the people are so curious, they are so hospitable. And if you go to a remote part, as somebody who, as a visitor, they will even invite you to their home and invite you in for a meal. So this is one of the things which makes visitors so much fall in love with India, that the Indians are so friendly, but they can also be quite inquisitive, and this is something that people from, say, some other cultures find it a little strange. Why are the Indians asking questions?
Well, we have more than one interesting idea and interesting story to mention here. Where India is considered to be also the land of the festivals. Beautiful festivals that are celebrated. For instance, among them is the Holy Kumbh Mela. This is the event that captures the science of astronomy, astrology, spirituality, liberation, a lot, right, Ambassador? What other festivals are celebrated in India?
Well, I think basically we go from one festival to the other throughout the year.
Yeah.
And we are celebrating festivals from different religions. So let's start off. Indians generally do celebrate Christmas. We celebrate New Year. And then in February and March, we have a very popular festival known as the Festival of Colors, Holi, where we throw color on each other. And then in spring, we have a festival which is known by different names, Baisakhi, Bihu. In between, later we also have Eid. And the most important festivals are Diwali, which is the festival of lights, where people light a lot of lights, they burn a lot of firecrackers, they invite each other. Before that we have Dasara, before that we have Navratra, and then the festivals are different in different states. So at any one time, I think in every fortnight, there is some major festival being celebrated with enthusiasm in India.
Yes, and of course, as we all know, that Egyptians are infatuated with the Indian culture and with the Indian movies. For instance, in Khan al-Khalili, for example, this is one of Cairo's main souk in the crowded Islamic district. You find the shop owners seeking out the Indian tourists with the friendly hails of Pachan or Shah Rukh Khan, the special welcoming. Those actors are by far considered to be very popular. They are the most popular Indians in Egypt. So we fell in love with the Indian culture and the Indian traditions, and of course Bollywood is inspiring the world.
Yes, Bollywood has become extremely popular. It is popular all over the world. It's not as if there is only some parts of the world where people are fascinated. So whether it is East Asia or Southeast Asia, Central Asia, Russia, Europe, Egypt, Latin America, it is extremely popular all over the world. And in Egypt, several Bollywood films have been shot. Some of the films in the older days were films like Great Gambler, Jeans, more recently starring Shah Rukh Khan, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, with a dance scene in front of the pyramids, Maine Dil Tujhko Diya, Singh is King. And I am happy to convey that just last year in December, there was another Indian film which was shot in Cairo called Khuda Hafiz. Khuda Hafiz. This is going to be released shortly, and I hope Egyptians will see the film. Now, another very interesting thing what I have seen is that the Indian films are also being released in the cinemas here.
Yes.
So I was surprised, very pleasantly surprised to see that blockbuster Indian movies were simultaneously released in India and also in Egypt. So films like Suryavanshi, which was released 2 months ago, and there is a very popular Indian film called RRR. RRR. It was playing in Egyptian cinema hall just a few weeks ago. And even on Netflix now you can watch a whole selection of Bollywood films. So Bollywood has
its magic.
That's right.
Yes, Bollywood has its magic. Let's enjoy the magic of Bollywood. and the famous names, legends like Bachchan and also superstar Shah Rukh Khan on exclusive.
फिर भी दिलों में है चाहते मर भी जाएं प्यार वाले मिट भी जाएं यार वाले जिंदा रहती हैं उनकी मोहब्बतें जिंदा रहती हैं उनकी मोहब्बतें
So we've enjoyed on exclusive the beautiful and the diversity of the Indian culture and the celebration of Yoga International Day, and also the vibes, beautiful vibes and soft power of India. And we're looking forward, as His Excellency has mentioned, to see more from Bollywood movies and to witness also India by the Nile, which is coming soon during summertime in Egypt. I thank you very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Ajit Gupte, Ambassador of India to Egypt, for joining us on exclusive with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your time, for the opportunity, and also for working hard to further foster our strong partnership and strong relations with India.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure and privilege to be here.
Thank you, Your Excellency, and thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. That was exclusive with Taghreed Hussein, and we brought you all the great vibes from India to Egypt, exploring India, beautiful India tonight. Many thanks for watching.